Hey, welcome to
Rimworld.
You crash on a planet, make use of your surroundings, and work your way through countless events and challenges until you build a rocket and leave. It is a game with ambition, pain, and questionable morals. From herding explosive cows to hunting endangered animals. From bringing families together to destroying them. From sweaty sweatshops to equally sweaty or harvesting of patience. The sheer endless potential will let your wildest dreams come to fruition. You want to be a true colonizer? You can. Want to make art? You can. Less talking, more aiding. Yes, sir. This game truly has it all. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will answer the question of why? And how? And why did it get banned in Australia for a period of time? Well, I have an answer to that, but first, like and subscribe. Go on. Do it. And take a 10-second dip into the history. Hello class, welcome to the history of Rimworld. Please take a seat. Oh jeez, please let me... Did you say something? No. Okay. Anyway, it is 2013, close to Sylvester, and this guy, let's call him Tynan, had just released his book, Designing Games. Earlier this year. Actually, he suddenly had an idea, so he got some crowdfunded money. The Nutrient Paste Dispenser. At this time, the game was very well known. The foundation to the game, however, you got basic construction leagues, and you got on Steam by now you have Tame, 16, and Door Pistons, as well as 2 new paints in the ass and you'll get the game as it stands today. Hey! Are you not listening? Yes. I mean, no. Ah, so what's the nutrient paste dispenser for? Dispensing nutrient paste? Well, that's right. Class dismissed. The gameplay is quite different from many other colony building games, as in you must choose their starting conditions with a level of detail that will make an autistic data analyst cream himself. This is not a joke. I creamed myself. By choosing 1 out of the 4 scenarios, you'll start your journey of min-maxing the starting conditions for your 20-year-old cannibalistic former child spy. The scenarios include, but are not limited to, Crash Landed, Lost Tribe, and Rich Explorer, each with their own starting conditions and resources, like being naked in Naked Brutality. AI storytellers will narrate through events how those scenarios will play out. Cassandra Classic will follow a traditional storytelling route. We'll give you ups, we'll give you downs, but is overall a good choice for newcomers. Phoebe Chillax, same as Cassandra, but chillaxes a bit and gives you more time in between events. And last but not least, Randy Random. After you've chosen Randy, you have no choice. You can, however, choose your starting location. Many veteran players would recommend a balanced start, temperate climate for lots of arable land for veggies to grow and animals to hunt, and a short winter for the added challenge. I say to those veterans, anyway, next you pick your religion, ideology, your ideologion. It can have a major impact on your game and you can customize it to your heart's content. I would reckon you choose wisely. Or take a preset. Now, back to the cannibalistic child spy. Rimworld differs heavily in this aspect of character creation, as in, no 2 colonists are the same. They could have the same skills, but their personality may be vastly different. Some might be into drugs, some aren't, some are psychopaths, some aren't, some just like to see the world burn, I guess. These traits can heavily affect their overall mood. Highly neurotic pawns get pissy sooner, while psychos won't give a shit. Your colonists can also get injured and suffer permanent damage. This colonist has his 4th right toe missing. Very detailed. This colonist has his right upper radius missing. I didn't even know what a radius was until I googled it. I recommend not starting with colonists that are either addicts, disabled, or pissy party poopers. You know who I mean? Yeah, it's you. I know it's mean, but it's necessary for the sake of survival, I swear. Also, look at their stats. Construction is neat, and crafting, and other stuff like medicine and you'll figure it out, probably. So now that you've done all that, you will fall into 1 out of the 2 types of Rimworld players. The ones that start a colony, carefully plan for its future prosperity, and either die or finish with one of the endgames before they start a new one. And the ones with hundreds of hours of playtime that start a colony, get to the mid to late game and then get rid of it because their pet monkey died. Now they're finishing a game and starting new ones over and over again. Why do you look at me like that? And well, there's this guy who takes it to a whole nother level by doing all the endings in one playthrough.
I beat every ending in Rimworld.
How? Well, friends, seems like I've fallen asleep and now I'm stranded on a Rimworld. If you want to see how that happened, go watch this video, you'll love it. Did you know that most colonists fail in the early game? Oh? What? You let them eat funny berries, leading to your colonists puking and shitting themselves to death? Shinky. Got raided by some rapscallions. Yeah, rip. Or try challenging yourself by starting on an ice sheet tile, but you just got a bit too cold. Not so cool anymore, innit? These were some of many examples on why your colony would fail. But what to do? Simple. The early game is all about survival. Events will happen depending on which storyteller you choose. So make sure you get food, plant rice, harvest berries, or stinky grass. Clothing and shelter are also needed to protect against the elements, especially in extreme biomes like deserts or tiles where there is no sun. I also wouldn't recommend fighting anything at the moment. One scratch and you could get an infection and die. So prank your enemies and build traps. Good job. You also want to make sure that your colonists won't start tripping balls for living in inhumane conditions, like not having eaten on a fucking table, be wearing tainted or tattered apparel, or be eating raw food. However, sometimes such sacrifices must be made in the beginning for the sake of survival. I swear. And also, cook your food. Or be like me, or just build a nutrient paste dispenser. No way,
that's a nutrient paste dispenser?
Yeah. Once your food situation is somewhat secured, you should start with researching some crucial technologies like batteries, solar panels, and whatnot. The early game ends once your basic needs are taken care of. You produce food, have a fridge where you put in your food and other stuff. You generate and store electricity. Your base is secured against most threats. You've convinced pawns to join your cause and have equipped them with some guns. And you've researched your way into microelectronics. Yeah, there is no. The mid-game. Where the early game was all about survival, the mid-game will be all about upgrades. Bolt action rifle? Pfft. Get an assault rifle, you fucking pleb. Unarmored? Hello, flak vest? Wooden walls? Replace them with stone. Basically, do anything you can to increase your survivability. Better research tables can help you research better stuff, obviously. I would also suggest building a kill box. A kill box is in essence a funnel which leads your enemies into the grasps of death and organ harvesting. There are many ways of building one. I usually go with this design in the beginning, a zigzag with sandbags, fences, and if you got the resources, traps, arranged like this. With that, all my pawns have the ability to take cover and shoot at the enemy at low risk. All the while, said enemies have to go through this hellhole without any cover. Ain't that fun? Later, I open up the space a bit and add autocannon turrets for the extra punch. You should also switch from simple meals to fine ones. They will be happier. Or keep the paste. Also, build a poker table. Let them watch TV. Do whatever it takes to increase their overall mood. You don't want your colonists to start tripping balls. However, now you're much more secure in case they do that. The mid-game is also the part where you start collecting a multitude of rare and valuable items that will prepare you for the endgame. You might have noticed that we've been talking a lot about mental health and stuff, but what exactly happens to your brain when you start tripping balls? Hello class, welcome to the Neuropsychology class you've totally signed up to. Today's topic, mental breaks and why they occur. Hope you're listening. Basically, they happen when you're stressed. Yes, I know, thank you, big brain moment. Thank you. I want you to imagine a cliff. On the edge of said cliff stands a guy. Something within you just wants to push this guy off the cliff. And I get you. It would be very easy. Just one push. No one's around, and why is this guy standing there anyway? Doesn't he know it's dangerous? So maybe he deserves it? No, it's wrong, and you know it's wrong, and the reason why you know it's wrong lies in your frontal lobe. Prefrontal cortex to be exact. It manages a multitude of things like your personality, behavior, and executive function, like not pushing this guy off the cliff. It is also within the part we call, in simplistic terms, the thinking brain. Now the frontal lobe also happens to be very sensitive to temporary everyday anxieties and worries. Those anxieties and worries are produced and regulated in an area deep within what is called the emotional brain. In simplistic terms, of course. There lies, among many things, the hypothalamus, amygdala, and striatum, each filling a respective role. The hypothalamus controlling basic appetites like sex, hunger, and aggression, the amygdala controlling emotions like fear, and the striatum being responsible for controlling everyday habits. Like the habit of waking up and checking if Mumkeylord made the new YouTube video. They are all kept in check by the prefrontal cortex. When you're stressed out, which happens due to your brain releasing bad vibes, namely adrenaline and cortisol, the amygdala will command the release of good vibe hormones, namely dopamine and norepinephrine. Norepinephrine, to combat the bad vibes which come from you being in a stressful situation, like realizing he did not upload a new video. Sad times. If you're stressed out for too long, however, those hormones will be produced in excess. The receptor in the frontal lobe are weakened due to them being overrun by a shit ton of good vibes. Your frontal lobe can no longer manage all of those impulses. In turn, your emotional brain will take over, causing you to trip balls. This now can lead to a variety of unwanted behavior you usually wouldn't do, like binge eating, wandering around in a daze, or pushing this guy off the cliff. In the game, the stress levels are seen in this bar. If they're below a certain point, the aforementioned will occur. Binge eating, tantrums, or killing your pet monkey, to name a few. So in summary, build tables. Class dismissed. The endgame only has one goal: to get the f out of this godforsaken planet. There are many ways of doing that, which include, but are not limited to, building a ship and f***ing off, finding a ship and f***ing off, invite some rich people and f***ing off in their ship, and
ascending into a higher state of being.
On this colony, I decided to build a rocket. For that, you need to collect a lot of the aforementioned valuable items that I did not mention. Like gold, plasteel, uranium, components, and advanced components. I suggest you mine out your entire map of its valuables, then continue with deep drilling, and once that is done, use a long-range mineral scanner to detect ore patches outside of your base. 4 out of 5 of these items can be obtained this way. Advanced components, however, need to be fabricated on a fabrication bench, bartered off traders, or found in places like ancient dangers and enemy bases. They also happen to be very expensive, so you want to make sure you got the money. So get your sweatshops knitting, your saw sewing, your enemies beating, your turrets hitting, your animals breeding, your operations going to get the cash flowing, and your palms wheezing. They're additionally needed for crafting advanced guns, bionics, and armor. So get as much of them as possible, because once your ship is ready, you'll need them. Trust me, you need them. All of these rocket parts also need to be researched individually, so do some research.
All the hard work over the years can make your colonists very upset and angry. Stuff happened. They bled, have gotten scars, lost loved ones. Stuff that takes time to properly heal and overcome. That is, if you ain't got drugs to fill the void. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mumkeyco Herbs and Recreation Corporation presents to you drugs. Wanna chill with your friends? Smoke a drug. Wanna get that little bit extra to finish your work? Snort your drug. Did one of your family members get turned into a pickle? Breaking drug. Wanna make a pact with the devil? We got everything. Just come on down to Weed or call 0800 69 420. That's 0800 69 420 and get your drugs today. I do not condone drugs. This part was purely satirical.
We are now in the finale. Our ship is built, our pawns are equipped and maybe a little high, and our base is impenetrable. You can now start the generator, and a 12-day trial by combat ensues. Angry robots, angry travels, angry settlers. All of them will now try to destroy your ship, and you must protect it at all costs. It is also helpful if you mend relations with some factions on the way, to decrease the numbers of angry people that will attack you. Some of your colonists might be sacrificed, or might not. Depends on how well you're prepared. In the end, only one needs to survive. And that guy is me. Later, fuckers. Let's go! Oh shit! How did you get on the ship?
Hello, I'm Dr. Abdul
No, tell me, how did you get on?
Abdullah
Bro,
Abdul Rahman.
fuck off. Anyway, I might take this time to show you some community-created content. From simple quality of life mods to complete overhauls, the Rimworld workshop has everything. My personal favorites are everything that is made by Fluffy. They make lots of quality of life mods like minimaps, huts, taps, and other stuff. everything that is made by the Vanilla Expanded team. They provide a multitude of the aforementioned storytellers, my favorite being Diego Dyer. Diego Dyer is like Randy Random, but more combat, and to be honest, I like combat. They also implement more animals, furniture, factions, as well as adding lots of content that can be added in your vanilla playthrough. Mechanoids Expanded should be pretty lit, but I'm honestly a bit too scared to play it, especially paired with the following mod, Combat Extended. A complete overhaul of the combat mechanics from the game. Instead of guns going like this, they instead go like this. You also need ammo now. There's a huge number of great mods that I haven't mentioned, and some of you might be rightfully angry at me for not doing so. But I don't care. Those are the ones that I like, so, I don't know. Write a comment on why I'm a fart smeller or something. I will put my current mod list in the description. Now while you're down there, checking the video description or leaving a dislike, why not instead leave a like, comment and sub and stuff. And check out my other videos that I've made so far. Thanks to my 75 subs, you're awesome, and check out this outro.
Oh shit, get away!
Home sweet home. Now let me just make some cereal. Oh shit. I forgot the milk.
Baba Booey.